Yes, thank you. Can you hear me clear? Can everybody can hear me
We
clear?
hear you clear.
We hear you.
Thank you. So, good afternoon, good morning, everyone. It's my pleasure to share my topic on training rollout approach, a successful training for participatory action-oriented training, PAOT. So before starting the content of my presentation, permit me to review some key points of the participatory action-oriented training. This is a practical training program that builds on local wisdom and good practices. As you know, that participatory approach plays an essential role to encourage the participation of local people to improve the working condition in many sectors. So building on good practices is an essential principle of PAOT. The second point, that the PAOT facilitates practical improvement action based on promotion of succession follow-up activities. So it is true that PAOT supports the development of sustainable mechanism based on the follow-up activities to assess especially the validity and the benefit of each improvement action. And the last point, that participatory approach plan and implement feasible improvement for effective risk reduction. Because the PAOT emphasizes simple procedure in planning and implementing by accepting multi-phase improvement action. This could help to identify easily the practical solution. So let me share three main points why PAOT process support planning and launching a training rollout. And second point is how to formulate a good leadership teams and a conclusion. The first one is participatory action-oriented training process support planning and launching a training rollout. We all know that training rollout is a series of training offered to a target group to help achieve a training goals. So planning a training rollout is a complex task, but necessary to project success. So how PAOT can reach this? We all know that PAOT start the training with the TOT for core trainer to create a leadership team and then cascading down to enlarge the network and transmit the technical support. So you see in the screen, the photo showing that the TOT training on patient safety program in Hwanmi Hospital. So this, based on this process, can increase executive support and send a clear message on the importance of this initiative. The second point is a PAOT generate discussion and exchange of experiences instead of teaching. You can see they share experiences among the informal sector, among the farmer in agriculture sector, or among the nurses and medical doctor. So this process simplified the training rollout planning. And the last, but it's quite important now, PAOT support promote the sharing good practices by doing the communication platform like WhatsApp, or in Vietnam, they are very familiar with Yellow. So that they promote sharing good practices by using this platform. And you see the WhatsApp training group under the Nigeria, they just training, and they use this WhatsApp sharing group to share good practices in the micro, small, and medium-sized enterprise. The same with the WhatsApp group with Green Cacao in Cote d'Ivoire, and also they share good practices, and people just understand and learn from. In Vietnam, there's a group from Green Coffee also sharing good practices. So I think this could be done with low cost. So PAOT training, let me summarize. The training rollout process composed of different levels. The first level is to conduct the TOT course to formulate the network of core trainer. This is network of core trainer conducted in Cote d'Ivoire. These are also net cafe plan teams. They are quite active and just receive the TOT course to formulate the network of core trainers. The second process is core trainer train the local entrepreneurs or local farmer volunteer. This is coming from Nigeria. This is coming from Cote d'Ivoire. They all have the second level of the cascading training. And another grassroots level is a local farmer volunteer train the farmer, and they do conduct a follow-up visit. So you can see different level of cascading training, or we call run-out training. So how to formulate a leadership team? That is quite very important, because now the core trainer, they gain the knowledge and skill in the participative training, and they adapt the training material according to the local situation, and could organize similar POT workshop to the local people. So we found that the qualification of core trainer can be very important task and can be drawn from the particular key tasks that they are to perform, especially motivating local people to work together on a continuing basis. That is important, a continuing basis. So it's very difficult to find that person. And second, they provide sufficient time to conduct follow-up visit on a regular basis. So both of two qualifications would be the key of success for run-out training. So let me share with you 5 lessons learned that we conduct in different sectors. This is coffee suppression in Vietnam, in London. So we adopt a flexible training run-out process. Why is flexible? Because the TOT training, the participant can be flexible, easy, and they can train or whenever they like. So core trainer train the farmer in the village, depend on their voluntary or when the capacity, so that the weak point that the recruitment. So if the recruitment, the government officer, the technical expert, the core trainer are not active and low motivated and committed in the follow-up activities, so we got failure. And with flexible run-out training, we lack of support and encouragement, so that they work alone without any support from the management board, so that we are the few improvement have collected from this kind of flexible training run-out process. Another training, we developed the network of health and hygiene ambassador. It's a very interesting training program, because we conduct the online TOT course to strengthen the capacity of pool of trained occupational health and hygiene ambassador in South Asia and business membership organization. It conducted in June 2021. And we adopt also a flexible training run-out process. We compose of 7 South Asian countries. So that is a very quite a number of the participants. And we conducted 2-week training course with 7 technical modules on occupational health and hygiene, very comprehensive and very well organized, with the workplace finding work they come to the checklist assigned, they come to the workplace and to the factory and just learn from the good example. But the failure is we don't have any continuous support and encouragement. And the follow-up plan for the training of entrepreneurs is not well continuous, so that we could not get much of the result on this training. So learning from this, we adopt the shorter comprehensive training run-out process in the cacao production in West Africa and Cote d'Ivoire. So we adopt this 4 steps. The first step is online TOT for WIN core trainer. We formulate the POT team and we conduct the 5-day training hybrid style. So that could be done, very simple. But the second step is a training of wind farmer volunteer. So wind co-trainer train their wind volunteer. This is we need the support from the project. And thanks for ACEL project to keep full participation and implementation of this training of the farmer volunteers. And the step 3 is the second level of training rollout. Wind volunteer train the farmer in their village. So this is step 3, depend on the capacity and the highly motivated and enthusiastic and committed of co-trainer, because they have to go through the household, through the village, and share the good practices to the farmer. And we need the creative co-trainer. They develop some kind of free shop and train the farmer in the village. So this train farmer in the village is the step 3. For the step 4, we do the follow-up activity, follow-up visit. So wind volunteer together, wind co-trainers conduct together several follow-up visits to appreciate the improvement action of the farmer. And this is a very crucial step, because with the follow-up visit, the training will not show any result. So thanks for the workshop. We received many good examples and many improvements from the WhatsApp. And in Wind Zalo group in WhatsApp, we received more than 347 improvements on occupational safety net in agriculture. We have successfully implemented in only 2 communities in the year 2021. So that I think this could be the very good result. Regarding the health-wide program for patient safety in Hoang My Hospital, we have continuous 2-year training now, and today they own win the good practices photo, because they have the group of co-trainers. They combine, adequately modify the 6 participatory technical content of patient safety and organize a training workshop for that target. So this team is very strong. They work together, design the training, and conduct the training, the patient safety program. This is TOT training conduct to the head of department. And they also design their own by the action checklist and just go through the workplace for the checking and learning from good example from them. And we still continue for training role now, conduct in each department, technical department, and the head of department train the healthcare workers. So that is continuous training process. And for the achievement workshop after 2 years project, the 147 improvement on patient safety have been successfully implemented in 2020, and now 2022 is still continuing of the improvement. And you can see how much they are active on this participatory approach. And the last is quite interesting that we conduct the voice in Nigeria for the micro, small, and medium-sized enterprise. Just July 2022, we adopt a full comprehensive rollout training process. And this, based on this, we conduct the TOT hybrid style to formalize the WISE core trainers. And WISE core trainers, they conduct now the online TOE training of entrepreneurs for 2 days course. So this could be done by the core trainer. And this is very challenging for the new participant, because a lot of material need to be covered. And to ensure the effectiveness of the training rollout, participants should be knowledgeable about own topic and training activities. How can they deal with? So they prepare the training manual to promote effective learning during training. And you can see how the trainer, they are enthusiastic on training. Of course, they train online, and they use this training material and just deliver the training online to the entrepreneurs. So core trainer train the entrepreneurs by their own ways, so that they can get their network. And WISE core trainer visit local entrepreneurs to appreciate the improvement, look at the before and after photo, showing improvement, and they collect it. And the step 3 is only the 3rd week. And the 4 weeks of the 1 month training, they conduct achievement workshop to share the improvement action after the pilot TOE. And then you can see improvement action after 1 week develop. Only 1 day, only 2 days, 3 days, they are completed the achievement. So they can see how effective of this network of cascading training. So I would like to share the conclusion on the training rollout. POT support the development of the sustainable training rollouts based on the formulation of the leadership team. But I mean the good leadership team. Then cascading down to enlarge the network. The second point is a comprehensive training rollout is more effective. We found it because this succession training provide necessary motivation and technical information to ensure that action is taken with improving productivity and working conditions. And the last is the most important point, that POT promotes a simple process of exchanging good practices, by using communication platform. Now today, WhatsApp, Yellow, and other communication platform is quite a very common use. And we can disseminate the participatory approach in different sector and community. And we now apply in NetCafe plan. The team now applies the Yellow group to conduct the training on wind training to the member, the farmer. And from this network of Yellow, they share the training module. And after each training module complete, the participant had to send back to the trainer at least 3 good examples or 3 improvement actions so that they can move to the next module. So you can end on the end of the training, on the end of 6 module, they may have at least 20 improvement for each participant. So you know how much they can improve, and they can get a lot of improvement for the photo sharing to the Yellow group. So I would say that now, thanks for the communication platform, we can spread the participatory approach and the application of participatory approach in any field and any domain. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Dr. Kai. Now we are pleased to invite Dr. Tsuyoshi Kawakami from the ILO India to present your keynote address.
Yes, hi. I hope you can see the right. I think now you can see, Cham-san, you can see now my PowerPoint, right? So let me start.
Yes, I can see.
Yes, yeah. Yes. I think after learning from Dr. Kai's excellent presentation, so we'd like to share perhaps very similar experiences, mainly from South Asia. I'm stationed in New Delhi, India, and then have been working with many countries, particularly informal economy workplaces in South Asia. First, when COVID pandemic started 2-3 years ago, we wondered how we can really apply participatory approaches to support workers and employers. Many workers and employers approach to GILO to promote prevention of COVID-19, at the workplace. Then they said they need really the practical ways to decrease infection risks. Then they also mentioned they need how to do support or how to support rather than what to do support. Because they said there are many guidelines from the government or international organizations, but they are very difficult to read and understand particularly for small workplaces. So many people needed, workers and employers, immediately applicable, the improvement measures. So we discussed, and then we took up the participatory approach and experiences, focusing on good practices, pictures and the illustrations. Then we collected many good practice pictures and the photographs. Then we started a lot of online training courses to many grassroots and informal economy workplace networks. They usually presented local good practice pictures. So in parallel, we made a lot of good practice illustrations and also collected pictures. So these are some of the examples. And also we developed a very simple video clips showing only pictures and then good practices, just 1 or 2 minutes. So many workers and employers, they looked at them and they're very easy to implement improvements. I think I have shown these pictures also last year. After these trainings, I think many improvements, for example, 100 pictures from India, another 100 from Pakistan, etc., etc. They sent us a lot of improvements, photographs, which they have made. So social distancing, washing stations, or barrier, or wearing masks, etc. So learning from these experiences, also we try to extend, our, how can I say, the usual WISE and other participatory training approaches, to many countries, online or virtually. So maybe I can show you an example from Afghanistan, because Afghanistan is not easy for us to go. One is, of course, COVID-19 reason. Another is also because security reason. However, still we could organize WISE TOT for Afghanistan, like these pictures. Both many active gentlemen and also women participants participate in the training. And we provided, training, mainly good practice pictures and action checks exercise online. So first, we were a little bit worried it can work well or not, but it worked very well. And then certainly, highly motivated participants are very, very important. At the same time, also the same explained Dr. Kai, kind of networking support, trained core trainers. And then another point is, of course, we focused on good practice pictures coming from Afghanistan or other regions. So many participants, including many women participants, they are very, very active to present their ideas, and they very much have motivated themselves to be active core trainers. So after the training, trained Afghani white trainers visited many really the grassroots workplace, home workplaces or informal economy workplaces, which maybe before not many people really reached them or assisted them. But now these kind of informal economy networks motivated by work trade unions and employers, they really reached those, home workplace. Then they trained, continued the core trainers trained the people. And also they sent us a lot of implement pictures, like this, but simple but low cost. I think multi-level or drinking water, better use of electricity, and better ventilation. Also better drinking water, first aid, fire extinguisher training, and also drinking water, etc. Now, we have also organized a second batch of this kind of training, and now we are receiving a lot of a bunch of training pictures. Those core trainers, they are very much proud of, continuing this activity. So certainly the same experience with Dr. Kai, we shared a lot of good practice pictures, and also we distributed through WhatsApp and other electronic measures. But at the same time, core trainers are really active, and also they are supported by the network, and step by step, they are approaching to more and more informal and grassroots or more disadvantageous workplaces. And in parallel, also we made a small research in Pakistan because we wanted to know how much existing small enterprises they have good practices, how they made these good practices before our participatory approach. We wanted to know the background. Then we may find the reason how they can really implement improvements. So we hired one Professor Ijaz from a university in Pakistan, and his team visited 7 small enterprises and collected many good practice pictures. So in total, his team found 284, good examples from 7 SMEs. And then the red one is relating to perhaps more safety, or maybe more guided by clients and buyers. Because their buyers, clients, they came and they advised, okay, this safety sign should be improved, the safety laws should be improved. And the green ones are more, I found, kind of a more participatory approach necessities. I mean, ergonomics or physical environment. Often, those buyers, clients miss, the point. So that's why workers' motivation, participatory approach is more and more important. This is what we discussed. And also, our research interviewed workers, employers. What are the common factors for promoting safety and health? Then, interestingly, commonly, many enterprises replied, worker participation, workers empowerment, knowledge, skill training. That is very, very important. In addition, of course, very often mentioned, senior management commitment is important. And very often, international trading companies, buyers influence or clients, sudden visit, etc. That can also, pressure them to start activities. That is fine. But from the POT practice points, I do very much emphasize this promote worker participation, workers' knowledge, skills, and training as a kind of very important, background for safety and health improvements, including all areas, not just the safety signs or safety requirements. So now learning from the COVID-19 pandemic experiences, we have been actively extending our participatory training to more and more grassroots informal workplaces, which maybe very, very, very limited people approach to them before. So for example, this is electronic waste recycling factory, small factory in India. So usual participatory approach, workplace checklist, and then group discussion among workers, proposing improvements. This was maybe the very first time for them to discuss their safety and health like this. However, they are very, very active. So we, of course, developed action checklist for e-waste workers. So a few months later, we made a follow-up visit together with our network. So they made improvements in the better lighting, and also clear passageway, better workstation, chairs, and then workstations, as you see then they added the kind of hand grips for the container. And so they made a cover, safety cover to the, lifting, devices. So of course, as usual, they identified all their improvement points by themselves, and they made improvements by themselves, not from me, not from other specialists. So I think they can do. Now we are learning from these experiences. Now we are mobilizing all our networks, particularly to reach informal economic workplaces. This is also the very, very fresh experience to me, the mica mining workers, in India. So many workers are working like this. And there are some tunnel collapse and the exposure to dust, etc. So we organize a training for those, particularly mining women mica workers. Now they have started training and they're making improvements. And also we are approaching to cotton farmers. Now cotton farming is now booming because of the price up in the global market. However, farmers, particularly in the rural areas, they have kind of debt to buy a lot of fertilizers or pesticides. They use a lot of pesticides unnecessarily. So we have to apply the participatory training and then train the local core trainers for improving safety and health. And also, we have been approaching to many waste recycling workplaces. There are many women workers are working there. So again, this approach, same approach, group discussion, proposing improvements. So we trained many local core trainers. Now we just finished this training last month. So now they have started many grassroots training, rollout training for their neighboring workers. So just conclusions, lessons learned from the COVID-19 pandemic. So the same online participatory training, we found it easy to organize and connect workers and employers. This has really opened a new kind of opportunities. For example, again, not easy to go to Afghanistan physically, but we can organize online training easily, particularly focusing on good practice approaches. And then number two, training materials and experience can be disseminated to people through WhatsApp, etc. Then again, important to convey OSHI improvement messages through the good practice approaches. So certainly we can train core trainers and we can continue to support them, those, through the online, the virtual networks. So there is an opportunity, of course, we should visit them physically, but we can continue the both ways, physical connections and also online support. So that is the end of my training, my presentation. Okay, thank you very much for your listening.
Thank you, Dr. Tsuyoshi Kawakami. Now it's time for any question to the presenter. If you have any questions, please raise your hand or unmute